Welcome to M&M Sports Podcast number 64. Tonight, we're going to talk some Husker volleyball, a little football, with the football team being matched up against Utah in the Vegas Bowl, some NFL, and Husker Hoops is on fire right now, Brian, but we're going to go ahead and start with Husker volleyball.
Let's jump right into that volleyball program. We've said it all season. I'll restate it, but this has been a historic season. First season for Coach Danny Busboom Kelly. But, we've talked numbers all season, Eric. But this team just continues to impress. I'm not going to pretend to be some volleyball guru here, but
you don't have to be. The numbers are the numbers, and they tell you all you need to know.
Yeah, if you
it's incredible the performance this year from this team.
If you can't appreciate 32-0, then you're not appreciating athletics.
Exactly.
You know?
And right now they're trying to take down the state of Kansas, defeating K-State in their last game, and the KU women pulled an upset of San Diego. So our next matchup will be against KU on Friday night against the Lady Jayhawks.
Yes. If you're wondering, that game will be on ESPN2 Friday night. It will follow the Louisville, Texas A&M game.
But Danny's old school Louisville.
Yes. That game will also be played at Bob Devaney Sports Center Friday night. The Husker game will follow 30 minutes after the conclusion. The winners will meet on Sunday. Time yet to be determined, but I fully expect Nebraska to be there. Will they sweep KU to get there? It's hard to say. It's possible, very possible. Some quick numbers I want to throw at you, Eric. Nebraska, 45 straight set wins at home.
That's just wild.
For the season, they are 51-1 in set wins at the friendly confines of the Bob Devaney Sports Center.
Incredible.
Right? They're currently hitting at a 353 clip, which is not only tops in the country, but they are on pace to obliterate the school record of 331 that was set way back in 1986. So, this is again, I use the word historic, but this is a historic team, what they are accomplishing this year.
No doubt about that.
14th straight regional for the Big Red. Taking on the Jayhawks. As you mentioned, they kind of pulled the upset to get here. They're 24-10. Not a team to be taken lightly, but a team that is very defeatable by the Big Red.
Right. Yeah, you get to this point in the season, every team that's still playing, there's a reason they're still playing.
Yeah.
So, you don't take any opponent lightly. That's exactly right.
One last number I want to throw at you. Nebraska, all-time series against the Jayhawks. 88 wins, 0 losses, 1 tie.
That's crazy. I know the ladies are undefeated against Creighton as well, but I know they haven't played them as many times as they played Kansas. That's amazing based on that many matchups.
Yeah. And I was reading an article today that is now calling into question that 1 tie. It cannot be verified.
I was going to ask about that.
It can't. Neither school can fully verify that. Okay. They're claiming it happened back in 1977. Some of the players that were involved, one of the players anyway, claims she remembers it. Most of them do not. So it kind of brings into none of the newspapers reported on it. Mm-hmm. So they're thinking maybe there was an error in reporting somewhere with the school information department.
That's interesting.
But very interesting. The other teams, real quick, that are involved Friday. Louisville, you already mentioned, the former home of Coach Busboom Kelly, enters the game at 26-6. Texas A&M, 25-4. So a pair of blue bloods in the college volleyball game very formidable opponents. Both schools in Nebraska could and should beat.
Right. We had to scout that game, obviously, before they play following that first matchup.
So, anybody out there, Friday night, going to your local high school gym, watching your local teams, this game's probably going to be starting in the neighborhood of 8:30. Maybe if it goes 5 sets, it might be 9 o'clock. Hard to say. So get home, turn on ESPN2, and watch and root on the Big Red.
You bet. Okay, not only do Husker fans have an undefeated volleyball team to follow, you have a women's basketball team and a men's basketball team, Brian, that are literally competing to see who can outdo the other.
I love it.
2 undefeated basketball teams currently ranked in the top 25. The women are 10-0. Nebraska just defeated Wisconsin to match the ladies' record, and they are now 10-0 after a resounding 90-60 win over Wisconsin.
An ass whooping.
If a person was on the fence about whether they believe in this Nebraska men's basketball team, I think after last night, you're somewhat convinced.
Yeah, your eyes.
And I say somewhat open because it is still early in the year, but now with wins over New Mexico, Kansas State,
Wisconsin, obviously Wisconsin.
Yep, Wisconsin. Yeah, men's teams with a lot of quality wins for sure. Big win last night, and then wins over Oklahoma, New Mexico, like I said, K-State. At the end of the year, Creighton, Nebraska beat them 71-50, and then that 90-60 resounding win over Wisconsin. Brian, just domination.
Yeah, domination for sure. This ties the best start in the program's history at Nebraska. Way back in 1977, the Big Red started the year at 10-0. However, as we've talked about a few times this year, the win last night puts the Huskers' winning streak at 14 games, longest in the country.
Yes. And, who would have thought we'd be at this point, we'll say 3-4 years ago when things were not looking great as far as the men's basketball program.
No, they weren't.
They've come such a long ways, and all credit to Coach Hoiberg, his staff, and these current players.
Yeah, his head was on the chopping block at one time. The powers to be at Nebraska decided to let him fight to hold his job, and boy, is it paid off.
And I watched the whole game last night. The one thing that really stood out to me was the unselfishness of this team. They love to share the basketball, and when you're doing that, that just enhances your chance of winning every game. 20 assists to just 8 turnovers last night, and just their willingness to make a shot easier for an individual as opposed to just sitting out there and launching, you know what I'm saying?
And they're having fun doing it.
They are.
They're feeding off the crowd. They're feeding off each other. They're just, you can tell they're really relishing this run.
They look like, teams that we've competed against in the past as far as the ball movement, the unselfishness, and the ability to finish under the basket. Rink Mast he looks great. He's got an inside-out game that is very tough to stop. Once he gets it going, it's a guessing game as far as the opponent wondering, is he going to beat us inside? Is he going to beat us from the three-point line? Because he can do both.
He can, for sure.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Nebraska last night shot 54% from the field in comparison to Wisconsin's 34%. 11 for 30 from the three-point line for the Huskers, just over 36%. 13 of 15 from the line. 86.7%. Out-rebounded Wisconsin 35-28. Like I said, assist to turnover 20-8 on the plus side. Points in the paint, Nebraska had 44, so there wasn't much that went wrong last night.
Yeah, that's just a great win. the Huskers, as you kind of mentioned, they're rated 23rd right now in the AP. It is their first ranking since the 2018 season, and their highest ranking since 2014. So, I mean, this team is on a run right now, and every time they get another win, they're feeling it. That confidence is building. You're seeing that confidence, and they could easily win 2 of the next 3 games here on their schedule. They could be looking at 12-1 going into that game against Michigan State to start the new year.
Right. The schedule, I mean, it just lays out perfect to where Creighton, they're obviously competitive, but they took care of business against them 71-50. Then you get a Wisconsin team that, based on record, is just a little bit better than Creighton. Yeah. Creighton was 5-3 when Nebraska defeated them. Wisconsin 7-2, and now you jump to the biggest challenge, which is at number 13 Illinois on Saturday. So you're just taking it step by step, a little better challenge with each game. So this will be a great test, a great opportunity Saturday to go win in your first true road game. Those 3 wins against Oklahoma, New Mexico, and K-State were all neutral site wins, which are fantastic. But where you're on another team's floor in a true road game, that's a great challenge. You really find out what you're made of.
Yeah, the Illini will enter that game at 8-2, 1-0 in the Big Ten, while the Huskers are a perfect 10-0 and 1-0 in the Big Ten. So it's not going to be easy. It'll be an uphill battle, but this is a game that Nebraska should be competitive in.
Yeah.
The win or lose, I'm not going to say that it's going to make or break the season at this point. Yeah, a win obviously is going to elevate them to historic standards.
But they're in just a great spot at 10-0. There's so much to gain from playing this game just to see where you're at. Just test and see gauge where you're at, and then they get a nice break. They don't play again until Sunday, December 21st at home against North Dakota, and then another long break. They don't play until December 30th at home against New Hampshire. So over that, Christmas holiday, they'll get a lot of time to just kind of decompress and reflect on where they stand at that time.
Sure.
And then, like you said, things really heat up. January 2nd, they host Michigan State. Then they go to Ohio State, and we get to rolling with what's going to be a tough conference, obviously.
It's going to be a fun conference to keep track of this winter. That's for sure.
But no, their credentials right now are off the charts based on Nebraska basketball history. They're in a great spot and really fun to follow right now.
There's nothing else they could be doing right now to be in a better position.
Yep. Yeah, if you can get your girls, your ladies, we'll say, and your guys competing to outdo one another, that's best case scenario right there.
Gotta love it.
Yes, and an undefeated volleyball team. I mean, Husker fans are on cloud 9 right now for sure.
Only school in the country with both basketball teams and the volleyball team undefeated.
Yeah, good times for sure.
Yep. Speaking of women's basketball, Eric, let's just move right on to them quick. They're also a perfect 10-0, 6-0 at home. Rated 24th in the country right now.
Yeah, they're putting up some big offensive numbers too.
Yeah, they're really, really clicking right now. They look again. I mean, it's easy to say this right now, but they look about as good as they could possibly look. Everything's just working for these ladies right now. Yeah,
I mean, their shooting percentage, they're fun to watch. Like I said, they're racking up points like crazy right now.
And it's been, it hasn't been just guard Britt Prince all year. There's been she's had a great supporting cast is the best way I can put it.
Yeah, just these last few games, they beat Bradley 92-53, defeated Penn State 101-83, and UNO 87-35.
Wow!
I mean, they're scoring at a great clip right now for sure.
Yeah, you keep scoring at that rate, and at the end of the season, you're going to be right where you want to be.
With the exception of a 9-point win over Virginia, they've won every game by double digits. They're blowing away the competition right now. They face Illinois State on Sunday, then Cal Baptist, and then they host USC on December 29th. So Husker fans, mark that one on your calendar for sure.
Yep.
And then at Iowa after that. So 2 really good tests towards the end of this month and going into the new year. That'll be their chance to gauge where they're at.
Yeah, USC right now is ranked 16th in the country, 7-2 on the year. But they're always tough. Mm-hmm. The Big Ten women right now are looking. That's a very, very similar to the men. Very tough. They've got 9. It looks like 9 teams in the top 25 right now. I mean, holy
sounds
cow.
About right. Yeah.
That's pretty impressive.
Very formidable.
We'll see what happens though. But just if you're a Husker fan, just be extremely happy.
Soak this up and
soak
it up and enjoy the ride.
Yeah, I love it. Great way to put it.
All right, Husker football.
Woo!
Great challenge in Vegas, Brian. New Year's Eve versus a solid 15th ranked Utah team.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't have any plans for New Year's Eve, what better backdrop than to be at the SRS Distribution Las Vegas Bowl, go watch the Huskers play football, and then maybe go hit the strip for a little while and roll the dice, grab a few cards. And
let your hair down a little bit.
There you go.
No, with there's teams opting out of bowl games. It's different times right now.
Yeah.
But a person should really appreciate the challenge that we have right here. This is a great opportunity to be matched up against a Utah team that, like I said, is ranked 15th, and Vegas has them as a 16-point favorite. So Nebraska's really kind of playing with house money.
Yeah, for sure.
Not a hell of a lot to lose and a lot to gain by going in there and competing and hopefully beating this Utah squad.
Yeah, all-time wise, Nebraska's 4-0 against Utah. I know that doesn't always mean a lot, but it's a good record to go into this game with. Kyle Whittingham, the coach of the Utes, has been there forever. I think this was his 21st season. I'm going to throw this out there. Just have a little fun with this. If I have any Real Housewife of Salt Lake City fans, which I am, Coach Sharif Shah coaches the cornerbacks, some special teams for the Utes. His wife, Jen Shah, was released from prison yesterday after spending 33 months there for fraud. So any Bravo fans out there, the Bravo channel, it's great TV. This is the hottest show going. Just a little extra information out there, Eric.
That's a great tidbit of info. You're educating me, I'll tell you that.
I love me some Salt Lake City housewives.
But back to the game. Nebraska's going to have a new coach on the sideline for this one, Brian.
Yes. We talked last week. Defensive coordinator John Butler fired. Since then, we've gotten rid of the defensive line coach Terry Braden, offensive line coach Donovan Raiola. We've brought in defensive coordinator Rob Orich from San Diego State, and it just came out this afternoon that he is bringing along edge rusher coach Roy Manning. They've worked together out there in San Diego this year. They coached their team to 32 sacks.
Nice.
So that's a step in the right direction. Nebraska, we all know, struggled this year to put pressure on the opposing quarterback. So
for sure.
So here's a couple new coaches. Another one, which was announced almost immediately after the Donovan Raiola firing, was Jeep Wade from Georgia Tech.
He's currently, part of practices right now, right?
Yep, already stepped in.
And that's very beneficial, in my opinion, to start working with, the kids that are going to be back next year, to kind of gain a little bit of a rapport with them.
Yep.
Is, like I said, very advantageous.
His Yellow Jackets have been in the top of the ACC in rushing leaders the last few years. His offensive line allowed 9 sacks this year, Eric.
Yeah.
9.
Let's try and replicate that next year.
Big Red, we're at 30.
Yeah. Let's try and replicate that 9 that he did with Georgia Tech. That'd be fantastic.
A lot of experience. He's got 22 years of coaching under his belt. I see this as an immediate upgrade.
Yeah.
All the way around, I hope. Ulrich at San Diego State, they were 5th in the country in scoring defense this year, while Nebraska was 55th. So, hopefully, another immediate upgrade. We're going to find out. But these guys, I think Ulrich is not going to call the defense in the bowl game, but Wade will be coaching the offensive line.
Right.
So these guys are going to hit the ground running. I don't know. If you don't have anything going, hop a flight. Go to Vegas for a couple days. If you've never been, you're missing out. It's a great time. Allegiant Stadium, pretty new venue there for the Raiders. I'm sure tickets are going to be somewhat reasonable to get to the game.
I would think, yeah.
Hop a plane, go have fun, and go Big Red. We'll get more into the bowl game here down the road.
We will go, more in depth when the game gets closer. We just thought we'd give a little preview and give that, like I said, point spread of 16 right now. Vegas is really favoring what I just describe as a solid Utah team.
Yeah. Thoughts on the rest of maybe the college football playoff? We got
the seeds are out, and Notre Dame was the team that some people would say got left out, but based on the fact that conferences get your automatic bids, James Madison and Tulane get in. Notre Dame is left out, but that's the way things are. It's a 12-team field. That's the way it is.
Not everybody can get in.
They had an opportunity. They control their own destiny just like every other team, and they ended up with 2 losses, albeit early in the year. That's the way it is. Luck of the draw, so to speak.
Do I think Notre Dame's one of the top 12 teams in the country? I do.
I do as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah, there's no doubt in my mind that they are, but with the way the format is structured, they were on the outside looking in when it was all said and done.
Simple enough,
Number 1 seed, Indiana. Once upon a time, who would have thought that Indiana would be the number 1 seed in the playoffs in college football?
Not I. When I think Indiana, I think of Bobby Knight throwing a chair onto the court. I don't think of football.
I think of the movie Hoosiers. First thing that pops in my head. And yes, like you said, Bobby Knight, that Indiana basketball tradition. Yep. That being said, they have a football team. It's a damn good football team. They are the number 1 seed after defeating Ohio State. Ohio State drops to the 2 seed. Georgia, the 4, and Georgia, the 3, and Texas Tech, the 4. Those are your teams with byes. And then Oregon hosts James Madison, 5 versus 12. Ole Miss hosts Tulane, 6 seed versus 11. Then you have A&M, the 7 seed, hosting Miami. And then Alabama at Oklahoma. Oklahoma, the 8, Bama, the 9. And there is your playoff format.
Yeah, I agree with those top 4 seeds. You get into that next group. Yeah, I could maybe make a case for Alabama not being there. But, we've talked. The SEC is always going to get the benefit of the doubt.
Right. And here's the way I view that, Brian. That 3rd loss for Alabama, that was because they got to their conference championship game.
So what are you saying?
Notre Dame is not in a conference.
So Notre Dame needs to join a conference.
Right, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you want to play that game of saying, hey, we got left out, go join a conference.
So you can't hardly go off of that.
No.
As far as Miami and Notre Dame go, Miami defeated Notre Dame.
Head-to-head.
So they won the head-to-head matchup, and then your automatic bids in James Madison and Tulane. I mean, there it is. We just laid it out as good as we could.
Yep. Maybe at some point this expands.
Right.
Maybe we look at 16. I'm not opposed to that.
Right.
But right now it's 12. Yeah, a team or two is going to get left out. Mm-hmm. Was Notre Dame deserving? Yes, they probably were.
I think most people would be able to agree on that.
Yeah.
They are one of the best 12 teams in the country.
But somebody had to be left out. So
as long as the format is what it is, then that's just the way it is.
It's going to be fun. There's going to be some good games.
It's a fun field.
Yep.
I mean, there's something there for everybody. You have your traditional powers, then you have, a power in Indiana that's never been a power football team before, and then your Cinderellas, James Madison and Tulane.
I mean, I didn't even know James Madison had a football team.
There's something there for everybody. That's what I'm saying.
Yep. If you can't find a team to root for, you don't have to have a team in the race. Mm-hmm. There's teams out here that you can root for. I know I'll be rooting for a couple of those underdogs for sure.
Sure. But no, it's like I said, it's got a little bit of everything, a nice variety, so to speak.
Absolutely.
Yep. So yeah, as far as things to watch, you have a person has everything right now. Volleyball, women's basketball, as far as the ladies' sports, and then the bowl games will be heating up here. NFL, we're getting closer to the end of the season. Teams are pushing, to be the number one seed, get that bye, and other teams are just trying to get to the playoffs.
Going to be a lot of fun.
Yes. Okay, NFL, going back to this last Thursday game, it was a big game. Dallas, Detroit. Detroit got back on track. Won a shootout at home over the Cowboys 44-30, Brian.
Yeah, Detroit needs to really get back on track here. They've, I think, if you are a Lions fan, you're probably a little disappointed in where you're at right now. So that was a must-win for them against Dallas.
Right. They're in hot pursuit of a wild card spot right now because the Bears and Packers are, in line for that division
Yep, both
title
ahead of them right now.
Yep. Sunday, Pittsburgh had what I would call a surprising win at Baltimore over the Ravens, 27-22. They found a way, like Mike Tomlin coach teams do.
Yeah, I feel like for years Pittsburgh has always done just enough. Mm-hmm. They're not going to wow you, but they're going to do just enough.
They grinded out a win, and they're currently first in the AFC North after that victory at Baltimore.
Yep.
Seattle just continues to roll on. They rout the Falcons in Atlanta 37-9. Jacksonville quietly, one of the hotter teams in the AFC. They rout the Colts at home 36-19 in Jayville.
Winners of 4 straight.
Yep.
Speaking of the Colts, there's some news there.
Yes, Daniel Jones out for the year. Phillip Rivers has made the practice squad. 44 years young as Phillip Rivers last played in 2020. So, what a story that would be if he ended up starting for the Colts at some point in their pursuit of a wild card spot.
And it's possible.
Right.
It's possible. I'll root for him.
Buffalo with a exciting 39-34 win at home over Joe Burrow and the Bengals to really kind of unofficially knock Cincy out. They probably were going to have to win out. Super long shot, but with Burrow back, in that division, it was possible. Now it's looking like it's, unofficially over, we'll say.
Yes,
unofficially over.
Yes.
Other games of interest on Sunday, late games, Green Bay moves into first place in the NFC North with a hard-fought 28-21 win over the Chicago Bears, Brian. First meeting between the two this year. They will meet again here in just a couple weeks in Chicago.
Yeah, that's a great rivalry there, and great competition between both of those teams.
Right. Tampa Bay, really bad loss for them. A big setback, losing at home to the Saints 24-20.
Yep. Can't have that. Tampa Bay, they're hanging on by a thread at this point.
Mm-hmm. Denver finds a way. They hang on at Vegas 24-17 to stay one of the hotter teams in all of football. Them and the Patriots are both running just crazy hot right now.
Yep.
The Rams roll Arizona 45-17 like most anticipated. And Sunday night looks like the unofficial end of the Chiefs' playoff run. 20-10, they lose at home against Houston. I'll be the first to admit I thought the Chiefs would find a way to win, and I realized they were playing down 3 linemen, and then I believe after the first play, they were playing down 4 linemen. Lost one of their starters on the first play. Not an excuse, just facing quite an uphill battle when you're trying to replace that many dudes on the front line there.
Yeah, Houston played well. They struggled on offense for a while. The Chiefs kind of dialed it in on defense and really shut them down, but the Houston had built a lead and some key turnovers.
Yeah.
Interceptions.
And the Chiefs rolled the dice a couple times in the second half, going for it. Fans, I know some were questioning that. Here's what I was thinking of. I know the Chiefs were playing at home in front of a raucous crowd, but I think at that point they viewed themselves as the underdog based on circumstances.
Yeah.
Playing down at that time 4 linemen.
Yeah.
I think they said, they thought this is our opportunity right here to get ahead and win this game. We're going to try and seize that opportunity, and it backfired on them. They didn't want to go into overtime. Yeah, they were playing as an underdog. That's how they were viewing it, I believe, in my opinion.
But also, if you followed the Chiefs for the last 5-6 years, this is not uncommon for Andy Reid to call these plays. The only difference is, in recent times, they've worked.
Sure.
And there's been a lot of times where we've scratched our head saying, why in the hell would they even try this? But it worked. Mm-hmm. So nobody questions it. But when it doesn't work, all of a sudden everybody comes out of the woodwork and saying, well, why would they? Well, guys, be honest with yourselves. They've been in front of that for so many years that it's hard to remember it not working in the Chiefs' favor.
I think they've earned the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
If they want to go for it, of course people are going to question it. But, they've won 3 Super Bowls.
Yeah. And even the ever successful kicker, Harrison Butker, clanked one off the goalpost Sunday night.
So that would be one more reason.
Yeah, guys, you can't win all the time. And you've had a great run, great stretch. There comes a time where you just kind of have to say, hey, I'm going to tip my hat in this loss and let's move on.
And if they don't make it this year, which, it looks like they're not going to based on the AFC field as a whole, it's really playing up to where, honestly, it's going to take probably at least 10 wins for that last team to get in and possibly 11. It's just a field that's playing way up this year.
It is.
The Chiefs caught, every break possible last year, and this year's kind of been the opposite. Yep. Does that mean, they're going to be the same next year and the year beyond? I don't think so. If I was them, I wouldn't go out and just make massive changes, coaching overhauls or anything. No. I think I would keep your core intact.
Build around them.
And build around them. Yep, and you can, draft some dudes, make some couple trades if you need to, tweak some things here or there, but I wouldn't I wouldn't look for wholesale changes. I think they're going to be just fine as far as the future goes, but this year it just hasn't worked out.
No, I agree.
Thursday, Atlanta heads to Tampa Bay. Tampa kind of about in a must-win situation at this point. They need to win that game at home against Tampa, 4.5-point favorite.
Yeah, this is tough, but I think Tampa's got to get their ship turned in the right direction here, and I think it starts with this game.
I would agree. Sunday, Arizona heads to Houston. Houston's been hot, running real hot lately, a 10-point favorite over Arizona.
Yeah, I don't think Houston has any issues with Arizona.
Philadelphia hosts your Raiders. Philly coming off, I believe, the third consecutive loss, looking to get some of that confidence, that mojo back. They're a 12-point favorite over Vegas and Philly.
The Raiders have one win left in them this season, Eric, and that's against Kansas City.
Okay. Bears coming off that tough loss to Green Bay, but still in contention for a playoff berth and, still in the mix for a division title as well. They're a 7.5-point favorite at home against the Browns.
Yeah, I think the Bears get the win and cover.
One of the bigger games of the weekend, maybe the biggest. The Bills travel to New England. New England's coming off a bye. Buffalo's coming off a wild 39-34 win over Cincinnati. And Vegas is telling us this is a pick-em game.
I can't go against the Patriots right now.
Okay.
Given the fact that they've had a bye week, I can't pick against them.
I'll be different, and I'll take Buffalo.
Yep.
I'll say maybe the bye week might get them out of their rhythm, out of the groove they were in.
We've seen that happen.
Yep, so you can give me the Bills there on the road.
10-game streak comes to an end.
Baltimore, 2.5 at Cincinnati. Baltimore's lost their last two. This is a big one for Baltimore if they want to stay in the mix.
Give me Burrow and the Bengals. They're not playing for anything at this point. I think they're going to pull off the upset.
Chargers head to KC. Chargers are coming off a kind of a hard-fought, ugly win over Philadelphia on Monday night, 22-19. But, they got a quarterback playing with a broken hand.
Yeah.
Not his throwing hand, but still, that's a challenge in itself.
Absolutely it is.
I was really impressed with them finding a way to win that game. Yep. The Chiefs are a 4.5-point favorite in KC.
I think the Chiefs' season continues to go downhill. I think the Chargers get the win.
I think it's going to be a close game down to the end. Yeah, so you can give me the Chargers there as well. Seattle, 14-point favorite over Indy, and we don't know who's going to be playing quarterback for Indy for sure. Seattle's just been red hot.
Yeah, they have.
Green Bay travels to Denver to take on another hot team in the Broncos. Green Bay is a 2-point favorite at Denver.
Wow. That's a little tough to digest.
Give me the Broncos. I won't try and overanalyze it. I'll just say give me the Broncos.
I think I'm with you on that. I think they continue. They get their 11th win in a row. I don't think Green Bay is going to go on the road and get that win.
That's a crazy tough environment.
It
that
is,
place
absolutely.
Gets wild.
Absolutely it is.
Rams at home hosting the Lions. Should be a fun game. Rams are a 6-point favorite. You can give me Detroit plus the 6.
Okay.
Yep.
You know what? I think Detroit goes in there and gets the win, actually. I think they're going to surprise some people.
I like it. San Fran coming off a bye, favored by 13 over Tennessee.
Yeah, shouldn't have any issues there.
In Dallas, trying to stay in the playoff mix, 5.5 at home Sunday night against the Vikings.
I don't know if they'll cover the points, but Dallas will get the win here. Like you said, it's a must-win. Their chances are very slim at this point. Mm-hmm. And a loss here, their season's done for sure.
And then Monday night, quietly, the Miami Dolphins.
Yep.
They're hot.
They are hot.
But the problem is, I believe them being hot has got them to 6 and 7?
6 and 7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they were buried so deep with the AFC, playing up so much.
Yes.
It's going to be hard for them to win the rest of their games, which is what they would have to do probably. But
they've won 4 straight.
They're still battling.
Yep.
They're at Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's a 3.5-point favorite.
Give me the Dolphins.
Okay.
Give me the Dolphins to stay hot.
You can give me the Dolphins as well. I see a close game there.
Pittsburgh's been too up and down here. I think the Dolphins have found their rhythm. Yeah, it's a little too little too late, but I think they're going to take it out on the Steelers this weekend.
Right.
Okay, that does it for this week's show. Again, as always, we thank our listeners for tuning in, for sharing, for engaging, and big week for the Big Red coming up. Basketball, volleyball. We'll be tuned into all of those. We'll be recapping those next week. And we will be digging in a little deeper with the Husker football bowl game against Utah. Thanks for listening. We'll be back in 7 days.